Nice to meet you, Nick. It's a pleasure having you here.
Hey.
It is nice to meet you finally. I've heard an awful lot about you.
Hey.
It's a stubborn problem that even the best TV shows can't escape. In one episode, a character is sitting happily at the dinner table. In the next, they're gone without a single clue. And no, we're not talking about that old TV show called Without a Trace. There's no big farewell, no emotional goodbye, not even a small mention of where they went. Today, we're looking at 10 TV characters from your favorite shows who disappeared with almost no explanation. This happens so often it even has a name: Chuck Cunningham syndrome. It's named after the first big case of it, Richie Cunningham's brother from Happy Days, who simply stopped existing on the show. So before you vanish, make sure to like and subscribe to our channel so we can keep bringing you more retro TV deep dives. And don't go anywhere, because number one on this list is the very character who gave this strange syndrome its name. And his story finally makes a little more sense. Well, kind of.
Number 1, Nick Moore from Family Ties.
Hey, Alex. Hey, you got some kind of insect on your upper lip there. Here, let me kill it. No!
You know what's crazy about TV? A tough, leather jacket-wearing artist with a rough voice can show up for just one episode and completely steal the spotlight. That's exactly what happened with Nick Moore, Mallory Keaton's quirky boyfriend, played by Scott Valentine on Family Ties. He appeared in season 4 for what was supposed to be a one-time role, but viewers loved him so much that NBC execs practically saw dollar signs. Nick became such a fan favorite that the network tried to give him his own show. Not once, not twice, but 3 different times. The first attempt was Taking It Home, where Nick moves back in with his grandfather, played by Herschel Bernardi. But it never became a series because Bernardi sadly passed away before it could move forward. The second spinoff idea had Nick working in a juvenile detention center. Yes, really, but the scripts didn't work out and that plan quietly fell apart. Finally, there was The Art of Being Nick, where our favorite struggling artist moved to New York to live with his sister and her son. It aired once, featured Julia Louis-Dreyfus, got great ratings, and then disappeared. NBC just passed on making it a full show. After The Art of Being Nick, Nick came back to Family Ties one last time at the end of season 7. And then, he was gone. No goodbye, no reason. He just faded away. Behind the scenes, Family Ties was entering its final season, and the producers wanted to focus more on the main family to wrap things up. So, goodbye Nick. Or rather, he just vanished. But seriously, is it just me, or is it strange that the network spent 2 years trying to give this guy his own show and then didn't even bother to give him a real ending? Drop a comment if you were Team Nick, or if you're glad he disappeared. Scott Valentine kept acting for a while before moving into producing and business consulting, but for fans of 1980s TV, Nick Moore will always be one of those great what could have been stories.
Number 2, Tiffany Holloway from 227.
Hi, sweetheart. How you doing? How was school today?
Fine.
Yeah? Are you smarter today than you were yesterday?
During NBC's golden age of must-see TV, even the kid characters weren't safe from suddenly disappearing. Meet Tiffany Holloway, the kind, quiet daughter of Rose on 227, played by Kia Goodwin. She showed up in season 1 as Brenda's best friend and fit perfectly into the show's close neighborhood feel. Rose was the caring single mom, Tiffany was the calm opposite to Brenda's lively personality, and the building's residents, Mary, played by Marla Gibbs from The Jeffersons, and Sandra, played by Jackie Harry, acted like extended family. Oh, and yes, that's future Oscar winner Regina King playing Brenda. Anyway, back to Tiffany. After season 2, she simply vanished. No emotional goodbye, no farewell episode. The writers didn't even try to explain why she was gone. She showed up once in season 3 in an episode called The Sing-Off, and then that was it. She was gone forever. It was like Rose suddenly didn't have a daughter anymore, and nobody cared. Imagine if your mom just stopped talking about you one day. Weird, right? So what really happened? It wasn't a plot problem or a character issue. It was real life. Kia Goodwin's mother didn't want to stay in California, so NBC agreed to let Kia out of her contract and they moved back to New York. Just like that, Tiffany disappeared. What's really strange is that the show never said a single thing about it. No Tiffany's at camp or Tiffany staying with relatives. The world of 227 just acted like she never existed. It's as if the writers thought viewers wouldn't notice a whole character was missing. The rest of the main cast stayed on the show until the very end, but Tiffany Holloway remains one of TV's quietest disappearances. A sweet girl who simply slipped out of the sitcom world and never came back. Did anyone else feel confused when she just wasn't there anymore?
Number 3, Amy Amanda Allen from the A-Team.
I got a plan that'll keep us together.
Let's go. Jace could be dead already.
The A-Team was all about big explosions, clever disguises, and cigar-chomping plans. What it wasn't good at, though, was gracefully writing someone off the show. Taking the number 3 spot on our list is Amy Amanda Allen, better known as Triple A. And no, not Triple H from the WWE. She was the civilian heart of the A-Team, played by Melinda Kalea. Amy first appeared in the pilot episode, bringing smarts, courage, and her trusty notepad into the middle of all the chaos and gunfire. She wasn't just tagging along. She was the audience's point of view, keeping things grounded in this wild, action-packed world. But behind the scenes, things weren't so smooth. Kalea wanted Amy to play a bigger part, maybe even get in on the action and fire a few shots herself. The producers disagreed. And then there was George Peppard, the show's star. He reportedly didn't like sharing the spotlight and believed the A-Team should be exactly that, a team of men, no women allowed. Back then, TV networks thought action shows had to be full of testosterone, while female leads belonged in dramas or comedies, not in stories with explosions and gunfights. By the middle of season 2, Amy was gone. No goodbye episode, no tearful farewell. One day she was in the van, the next, she was suddenly on assignment in Jakarta. And just like that, AAA went MIA. NBC tried to replace her with another female character named Tanya Baker, but it didn't work. She disappeared too. The show went on, full of macho energy, but something was missing. It makes you wonder, if Amy had stayed, would the A-Team have grown into something deeper, maybe with more character development? Or would Peppard have eventually pushed everyone else out of the van? Either way, Amy Amanda Allen remains one of TV's great disappearing acts, a promising character erased not through story, but through silence.
Number 4. Julie Cooper from One Day at a Time.
Julie made the vest for me.
It's beautiful.
Well, I sold 2 designs last week.
At number 4 on our list, we have Julie Cooper, played by Mackenzie Phillips, whose sudden disappearance from One Day at a Time left fans both confused and worried. Julie was the bold, strong-willed oldest daughter of Anne Romano, and right from the start, she brought emotion, drama, and real depth to the show. Her story saw her marry Max Horvath and have a daughter named Annie, but behind the scenes, Phillips was dealing with serious personal struggles. Her time on the series was affected by substance abuse problems. She was fired after season 5, brought back in season 7, and then let go again early in the final season after another relapse. The show tried to cover for her absence, but it was messy. Julie's appearances and disappearances were handled with almost no care. One moment she was back, separated and pregnant. The next, she was just gone. No proper goodbye, no final scene. Just a few random mentions, a letter here or there, and then total silence. She simply vanished from the storyline. This was one of those rare cases where the real-life drama was actually more intense than what happened on screen. While the show only gave vague excuses for why Julie wasn't around, Mackenzie Phillips was privately facing personal battles that didn't become public until years later. For a character who had once been such a huge part of the show's heart, her sudden exit felt strange and unfinished. Viewers were left with unanswered questions and a sense of emptiness. Julie Cooper's disappearance remains one of the most sudden and least explained in TV history, a quiet ending for a character who had once made so much noise. Do you think TV shows today would handle something like this differently? Tell us what you think in the comments.
Number 5. Richie Crawford from Family Matters.
Family Matters had a special talent for making family members vanish. Coming in at number 5, we have Richie Crawford, played by Brighton McClure, now known as Brighton James. Introduced as Rachel, played by Thelma Hopkins' adorable son, Richie quickly became a fan favorite with his clever one-liners and cute reactions to all the chaos around him. The pint-sized scene stealer was often the perfect foil to Steve Urkel's antics, with some of the show's funniest moments coming from their interactions. The kid had comedic timing that actors twice his age would envy. Richie's disappearance is especially strange because his mother, Rachel, had already left the show as a main character years earlier. When Thelma Hopkins left in 1993 to star in her own sitcom, Richie stayed with the Winslows. Yet by season 9, his screen time had shrunk dramatically, and his last appearance was in the Christmas episode, Deck the Malls. After that, he vanished. No farewell episode, no explanation, just gone. The Winslows never mentioned him again, even though he was supposedly still living in their house. So what really happened? Behind the scenes, the show was changing. As Family Matters evolved and focused more on his breakout star Steve Urkel, the storylines leaned towards sci-fi adventures rather than family drama. A normal kid like Richie just didn't fit anymore. Think about it. A show that started as a family sitcom, a spin-off of Perfect Strangers, eventually had clones, time machines, and transforming serums. It's no surprise Richie didn't belong in that world. As for Brighton James, he did just fine. After stepping away from acting for a while, he landed the role of Devin Hamilton on The Young and the Restless in 2004, a role he still plays today, earning multiple Daytime Emmy Awards. In a fun twist, he even reunited with his TV mom, Thelma Hopkins, when she joined the soap for a recurring role in 2021. Disappearing from the Winslow household turned out to be the best career move he could have made.
Number 6. Martin Kendall from The Cosby Show.
What's happening, Captain? Son. Hey, Mom!
The Huxtables might have been America's favorite TV family, but they handled disappearing in-laws in a very strange way. At number 6 is Martin Kendall, played by Joseph Phillips on The Cosby Show. Introduced in season 6 as Denise Huxtable's surprise husband, Martin arrived with a daughter, a military background, and plenty of questions from Cliff and Claire. Over time, he found his place in the Huxtable household, becoming a steady, supportive presence and appearing regularly from season 6 through 8. Then, just as quietly as he arrived, Martin disappeared. His last on-screen appearance was in the season 8 episode, Olivia Comes Out of the Closet, which aired in November 1991. After that, he was gone. Viewers were left scratching their heads. In the final season, Martin was said to be stationed in Singapore, and Denise went with him, but Olivia stayed with the Huxtables. Martin was mentioned occasionally, but never seen again. It was one of those odd sitcom setups where a character is living halfway across the world, but nobody seems to care. Even stranger, in the series finale, we learn through a phone call that Denise is pregnant with Martin's child. Neither Martin nor Denise appears on screen. Talk about a long-distance relationship. This was during NBC's prime Thursday night lineup, must-see TV they called it. With ratings that high, they apparently assumed viewers wouldn't notice or care about continuity problems, like an entire character vanishing. Joseph Phillips went on to a varied career in acting, commentary, and public speaking, but Martin Kendall remains one of primetime's oddest disappearances, a character who stepped into America's living rooms and quietly slipped out the back door with no goodbye.
Number 7. Coco from The Golden Girls.
That's fine, Rose. You do that. I don't mind at all.
Sure, Rose. Set a place at the table.
Before there was Sophia, there was Coco. At number 7 on our list, we have television's shortest-lived roommate, the original 5th resident of The Golden Girls, played by Charles Levin. He appeared in the pilot as the quick-witted cook and confidant, but after just one episode, Coco was gone. Talk about a short stay. So what really happened? Behind the scenes, the producers were reshaping the show. Estelle Getty's character, Sophia Petrillo, originally written as a minor role, completely stole the show during test screenings. The decision was quick. Sophia became full-time, and Coco suddenly wasn't needed. In the competitive world of 1980s TV, there simply wasn't room for two sassy characters throwing zingers in the kitchen. One had to go, and it wasn't going to be the tiny Sicilian woman with a handbag full of one-liners. It didn't help that the pilot ran long. To shorten it, many of Coco's scenes were cut, weakening his presence before he even had a chance to shine. Years later, writer Stan Zimmerman reflected on Coco's disappearance, saying it was the right choice for the show's chemistry, but regretting never exploring more of Coco's story. One scrapped idea even had him opening a bed and breakfast in Key West. The show moved on, and so did the audience. Coco became a trivia answer, one of those forgotten TV footnotes lost in the shuffle of network decisions. I wonder how many of you even remembered there was a 5th Golden Girl, even if only for one episode. Let us know in the comments below. Number 8. 7 from Married with Children.
This little Peggy never goes to market. And this little Peggy stays home.
Fox's edgy sitcom, Married with Children, spent years showing the Bundys as America's most dysfunctional family. Then, in a moment of network craziness, they decided the R-rated show needed a cute kid. Crashing in at number 8 on our list is 7, the short-lived addition to the Bundy clan in Season 7. Played by Shane Sweet, 7 was dropped on the family by Peggy's cousins and quickly overstayed his welcome. The idea was to shake things up by adding to the dysfunctional household, but it caused total chaos instead. Seven's wide-eyed innocence clashed with the show's crude, unapologetic tone, and fans rejected him almost immediately. Hate mail started arriving, and ratings began to slip. So what did Fox do? They pulled the plug. After only a few episodes, Seven vanished without explanation. No goodbye, no story resolution, just gone. It was like someone at Fox read the network handbook chapter called "When a New Character Fails, Pretend They Never Existed." Well, almost. Later in the season, in a blink and you'll miss it gag, Seven's face appeared on a milk carton marked "Missing," a perfectly twisted joke from a show that never took itself seriously. Seven's disappearance became legendary for all the wrong reasons. It's a cautionary tale in sitcom history, a reminder that even the most outrageous shows have limits, and that sometimes less family is more. Raise your hand if you've completely erased Seven from your memory of this show.
Number 9. Judy Winslow from Family Matters.
We need to talk about the show. These are our children, Eddie, Laura, and Judy.
Hi. Hi.
Yo! Family Matters strikes again. At number 9, we have Judy Winslow, the youngest member of the Winslow family, played by Jamie Foxworth. She was there from the very start, the adorable little sister, until she wasn't. This has to be one of the most extreme examples of a TV family just forgetting a child existed. Judy's last appearance was in the season 4 episode Mama's Wedding, where she played the flower girl. And then she was gone. No storyline, no goodbye, not even a "I wonder how Judy's doing" comment. There's a popular myth that Judy just walked upstairs and never came back, like Chuck Cunningham. But that's not true. Her final scene was at a wedding. Pop culture often blurs the details, but the research is clear. So what happened? Behind the scenes, the show was changing. As we mentioned with number 6, Urkel, originally a one-off character, had exploded into a pop culture phenomenon. As the show became basically the Urkel show, other characters started fading away. Judy was the first to go. Today, this would spark a Twitter storm and endless think pieces, but in the early 90s, networks could just erase a character. No explanation required. Co-creator William Bickley later said it was about budget, and Jaleel White himself admitted Judy's scenes had already been cut down to almost nothing before she quietly disappeared. Unlike other sitcoms that recast or wrote characters off, Family Matters just erased her. Today, Judy Winslow is remembered less for what she did on screen and more for the mystery of her disappearance. It's a case study in how TV can rewrite its own reality overnight. Let us know in the comments if you think the Winslows deserve the award for worst TV parents ever for forgetting their own daughter existed.
Number 10. Chuck Cunningham from Happy Days.
Enough for me, thanks. I gotta go. Why is it that this family just can't sit together for 5 minutes after dinner and talk?
And now, the most famous disappearance in TV history. At number 10 on our list, it's Chuck Cunningham, the older brother on Happy Days who walked up the stairs and never came back down. He's so legendary that the whole phenomenon is named after him. Now, we know what you're thinking. Wait, didn't Happy Days air in the 70s? Why is Chuck on this 80s and 90s list? Simple. He's the godfather of vanishing TV characters, and we make the rules. We couldn't do this countdown without the original who started it all. Chuck Cunningham syndrome is the gold standard for all mysterious TV disappearances. Originally played by Gavin Hurley and later by Randolph Roberts, Chuck was Richie Cunningham's basketball-playing older brother in the first 2 seasons. By season 3, he was gone. No goodbye, no mention, just poof, gone. The Cunninghams suddenly had only 2 kids, and Chuck seemed to have never existed. Behind the scenes, the writing was on the wall. Hurley left after season 1, later saying he didn't want to play a character who only grunted and bounced a basketball every few weeks. Roberts stepped in, but the character never clicked with audiences. Meanwhile, Fonzie's leather-clad charm made him the breakout star, shifting the spotlight. Chuck became expendable. It's even stranger considering Happy Days was set in the 1950s, supposedly a time of traditional family values. Yet here was a family that completely forgot their older son. If this happened today, there'd be a 10-part true crime podcast about it. And yes, we're looking at you, Serial. The fallout? A whole TV trope was born. Chuck Cunningham syndrome, when a character vanishes from a series without explanation and the show acts like they never existed. More than 50 years later, Chuck's disappearance remains the gold standard for TV vanishing acts, a reminder that sometimes the most lasting impact a character has is how completely they're forgotten. And that's a wrap.
10 TV characters who disappeared without a trace. Which of these blink and you miss them faces do you actually remember? Which ones slipped under your radar? Or better yet, who did we forget? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Oh, and if you enjoyed this trip down TV's strangest memory lane, don't forget to like, subscribe, and tap the notification bell so you're first in line for more forgotten gems and television oddities.